All right, so I'm going to attempt to convey a divine truth in this video, and I'm gonna do it to the best of my ability. And I know words are limited. You know, this means of expression, it's very much limited. I don't think you can convey ultimate absolute truth in words. I think when you do, it comes across as a paradox, right? But I'm gonna do it to the best of my ability. So yeah, I'm curious to see what comes through. So yeah, I've just been considering these concepts of good and evil, right versus wrong. You know, how when there's human conflict, generally speaking, each side involved in the conflict thinks that they're right. So then it becomes, the question becomes, which side is right? Well, neither one is, because they're coming from a paradigm that is based in polarity. And so this paradigm is limited into the people who are, you could say, anchored in this paradigm. They're convinced that their perspective is correct, right? It's like, imagine, this is a great example. Imagine that we're facing each other, like we're standing face to face with each other. My right is your left. So it's like, this is what, like, it's the great cosmic joke. It's like, well then, who's right is right? And here's the thing, it's all relative. When you're coming from that reality, you're based in relativity. So it's all relative. It's not absolute. So your perspective is relative. And the basis of polarity, in other words, relativity, it's really the same thing. The basis of it is there's the self, there's me, and there's everything other than me. There's self and other. And so the rudimentary basis of this paradigm or this ideology is self versus other. This is the very basis of ego, the nature of ego. It's me, the separate me, this individual entity, versus everything I see as other. And, you know, this individual entity could exist just as you, as the singular human. It could exist as a group that's more expanded. And then the group takes on a collective identity of this is ourself versus others. So you could think of like a country versus another country in a war. One self is that country versus the other one. So there's the microcosm of it and there's the macrocosm, but ultimately it's the same thing. And so when human beings realize the fundamental reality, the essence of all of us is the same. We share the same life. We share the same eternal life, consciousness, awareness, the same eternal spirit, you could say. Like the same base substance of reality, consciousness, takes on a myriad of different forms. It puts on a bunch of different costumes, and it plays this game. It's an actor in this play, this great play of life. And there comes a time when all the different forms of life take off the costume and they go back to the source. And they realize, oh, that wasn't actually real. That wasn't who I really am. That's what we're all doing here. And so until we can all transcend this relativistic, divisive paradigm of self versus other, me versus you, right versus wrong, good versus evil, and we're anchored in that, until we can transcend that, we will continue to repeat the same problems. Now, this isn't to say that there is a reality to moral relativism. I don't believe that. It's not to say like there's no evil. No, there definitely is. And the evil is being anchored in this limited paradigm. The true good is transcending the paradigm and integrating polarity through this higher level of awareness. So from this lower paradigm, like whatever the side is, they think that they're the good one. Like nobody thinks like, oh, I'm the evil one. That's the funny. Everybody thinks that they're the good one, and we're seeing this playing out now. It's like people just taking sides and saying, oh, this is the good side, this is the evil side. And it's like, no, any side or any person that's rooted in conflict, that's rooted in anything other than love and peace and understand and recognizing, oh, like the same life that dwells within me is within you. We are the same. If I'm fighting you, I'm fighting myself. It's a fruitless battle. It's completely pointless. Like until we collectively realize that, we will just keep playing out the same cycles. Whenever you take sides, oh, I'm right, they're wrong, and this resistance comes in, this fighting and this contractive, dense energy, whenever you're rooted in that, you're a part of the problem. So to transcend that, you step into the state of all-encompassing embrace, the state of love. That's why all the great masters said, love your neighbor, love all, serve all. You know, all the great masters said the same thing. Didn't even them say, oh, fight the evil, battle, kill the evil people. Like, no, none of them said that. You know, the great master Jesus, as they were literally killing him, did he say, fuck you guys, I hate you, you're wrong, you should all die? No, absolutely not. He said, not my will, but thy will be done. That's what he said. He surrendered in that moment. He had a moment where he said, Father, why have you forsaken me? And I think we all have moments where we're in that space of like, why? Why is life like this? Why is the human experience so difficult? Why is there evil and abject hatred and all of this pain and suffering and resistance? Why? It sucks. You know, I think we can all admit that. None of us, you know, I certainly don't like it. I think it sucks. You know, I think a lot of this society, this human-made society in this world just sucks straight up. Like there's an abrasive energy, a judgmental energy, you know, this whole culture and cancel culture and people judging each other and hating each other. Like, it sucks. I don't like it. I don't like that. I'm not like, this isn't reflective of my true nature. This isn't reflective of where I came from. I don't like it at all. But it's a part of this reality. And so by me saying like, oh, I hate this, I don't like this, fuck this, is that helping anything? No, it's not. By me saying, oh, okay, I see this for what it is, right? We can't understand who we are in our true nature unless we understand and experience the opposite of that. It's like you can't know heaven without knowing hell. That's just how experiential reality works. That's how relative reality works. And the state of the absolute, if you're just in a state of pure awareness, that singularity of awareness where everything is unified and there's no experience, no creation, no polarity, no division, yeah, it's like, you know, you don't have to experience an opposite. You're just rooted in that. But you can't actually know what that is. And so if you could say, if God, the source, great spirit, conscience, whatever you want to call it, if it wants to know itself experientially, it has to expand into a created reality that also makes room for its opposite. It also makes room for what it's not. There has to be that polarity, right? Or you can't experience anything. If there's just one singular point in existence, what is there really? What do you experience? Like, there can't be anything. As soon as another point is created, then, you know, there's polarity. All of a sudden there's movement and growth and expansion, and then you can actually experience, right? So I hope whoever's watching this is picking up what I'm putting down, right? Because fundamentally we are the same awareness, consciousness, life. The being who is witnessing this is the same as the one expressing it ultimately in the absolute. Yes, there is the relative reality where we are individuals, and this is valid too. It's not about one or the other. They're complementary. It's like Yes, there's the relative, there's the individuated reality. Yes, it's important to have boundaries. All of this is valid. This doesn't negate the absolute. This doesn't negate the essential fact that ultimately we are the same. We share the same life. I am me, or I am you, and you are me, right? So it is this recognition that will set the world free. It is this recognition that will allow us to transcend this conflict-oriented paradigm of I'm right, you're wrong, fuck you, I'm gonna attack you now, we're gonna have war and conflict and all this. It's like, I think so many of us are realizing like this is so fucking futile. It is so pointless that it cannot even be conveyed how just utterly futile and pointless it is. And I understand that there's a reality that if someone is attacking you or trying to kill you or your loved ones, yes, you have to stand up for yourself, you have to fight. But here's the thing, it doesn't have to come from a place of hate or resistance or a contractive energy. You can actually be in a state of like unconditionally loving someone and also protecting yourself and your family. Again, this is not a contradiction. This is what people, I think a lot of people trip up and get this wrong. They think, oh, unconditional love, you just sit back passively. If someone attacks you, you just let them like kill you. Like, no, that's not the case at all. You recognize, oh, this person's possessed by an evil, like demonic energy. Okay, I need to protect myself and my family. But you surrender to the outcome. Like, maybe they win, maybe I win, we'll see. So again, there is a reality to that. This isn't black and white. It's like the reality that we exist in, there's so much nuance and there's so much variation because we live in a relative reality construct that the ultimate truth of reality can never be effectively conveyed in words. Why? Because in a relative reality construct, there's always more. There's always more expansion, more truth unveiled. We're on this eternal journey of expansion in this reality construct. Now, there is an absolute reality where it was never less and therefore it can never be more. It has no beginning or end. There's no birth or death, right? And so again, these aren't contradictory, it's complementary. And it takes a really, I would say, a high level of awareness. It takes a heightened level of awareness and a high level of, you could say, enlightenment to really comprehend this. And I think if you're in the more like right and wrong relativistic paradigm, it's just like whoosh, it's just like, you know, someone in that paradigm hears this message, they're like, what are you talking about, dude? Like, are you out of your mind? Like, you know, I could imagine people thinking that, and I could even imagine myself at one point in my journey thinking the same thing. Like, dude, of course there's right and wrong and good and evil, and it's like we need to fight for what's good and right and destroy the evil. Like, I totally understand that perspective. And again, I'm not saying that that perspective is ultimately bad or wrong, because again, that's being anchored in that relativistic polarized paradigm. It's there's a transcendental principle. Like, real love is all encompassing. In real love, it cannot be boxed in. Like, you can't say, oh, a person in a state of love would never fight anyone or would never fight to the death. You know, like, you can't say what that would do. You know what I mean? Like, any attempt to box something in is a limitation, and that's part of this limited, relativistic, polarized paradigm. And so the transcendental paradigm of this all-encompassing awareness, consciousness, unconditional love, this is an energy that integrates polarity. This is an energy that takes both sides of a conflict and encompasses and loves and embraces both sides, all of it. It doesn't pick sides. You could say this is the energy of God, of the Most High. God doesn't pick, it doesn't say, you're good and you're bad, you're right and wrong, you're good, you're evil. No, it's just that energy that's just like I'm here, I'm present for all of it. What, like, God is like, you're my children, you're all free, whatever you choose to do, I love you. You want to kill each other, I love you. You want to help each other and love each other, I love you. Like, that's energy of God. That's the energy of this paradigm I'm talking about. It's becoming like the Most High. It's stepping into this higher transcendental paradigm and reality, right? So that's what truly sets the world free. That's what sets humanity free. I don't see anything else setting humanity free. And again, this is my perspective and point of view. I'm always open to feedback. Like, I don't think, like, again, if I thought I'm right, I would be in that relativistic, polarized paradigm. Like, to me, it's just about expressing my perspective and my truth and surrendering to the outcome, letting the chips fall where they may. It's like, I will fight to the death for peace. It's that sort of paradox. It's not like, I will fight to the death because I'm right and you're wrong. No, it's like, I will fight to the death for the truth, for love. I will fight to the death to surrender. It's that energy that will set the world free. At least that's how I see it. So thank you for tuning in. I love each and every one of you. Whoever's watching this, you're the same as the one expressing it. So thank you. I love you. God's love be with you. Peace, prosperity, abundance. The grace of the Most High be with each and every one of you.